We always start off with the 4 rules against
Fundamentals of shooting a revolver are identical to the fundamentals of shooting a semi-automatic.
This is a fun drill that I like to do. It's a great rifle for home defense, for personal protection. Have a great time. So everybody, let's go and do some shooting, shall we? Hey Asp, this is John with Active Self-Protection. I got asked a question about my everyday carry kit. What do I carry in my EDC? Well, I will say this. I don't tell people, other than my immediate family, what I carry in my everyday carry kit. That's a little of what we call personal security. But I do have for you today what might be a typical everyday carry for some people. And if this can help you with your everyday carry needs and what you keep on your person to keep yourself safe, hey, that's great. As you can see here, I stand. I'm pretty normal looking. I mean, you know, hey, you can probably tell if you're really looking at me that I'm carrying something, but maybe not incredibly obvious. I'm carrying in some pants today that are 511s, and I'm going to show you what an everyday carry might look like that you could help. First of all, the bare minimums. The very bare minimums that I suggest people have on them all the time. The most useful self-defense tool that everyone can have is a cell phone. Now this happens to just be my case because my phone's actually taking the video right now. But a cell phone, absolute requirement of every person in their everyday carry kit. Next most useful item for people in their everyday carry kit, their keys. You've got to have your keys on you. You've got to be able to get into safe places and where you are. Now I keep my house keys and my car keys separate. Now for some people that's not good. I do. You do what works best for you. So that way I'm not using them quite as frequently. Next thing in your everyday carry kit, I keep over here in my other little pocket perhaps, a wallet. Got to have the ability to buy stuff if you need it. Now we've gotten to the place where we say, wait a minute, what else do I need in order to defend myself, John? We have not gotten to that. We haven't gotten any tools that will help you defend yourself in an actual encounter. Of course, a cell phone will keep you out of a lot of problems. Money will help you get where you want to go. Keys to your car and to your house get you into a safe place. Those are all useful self-defense tools. But now I'm getting into another encounter. What's my other bare minimum? My other bare minimum, of course, is a firearm. This particular firearm is a Glock 19. I'm boring as all get out, so I carry Glock 19. Okay? So now that's my very bare minimums. My absolute bare minimums. Cell phone, keys, wallet, firearm. I'm at bare minimums. What other tools might keep you safe and helpful? Well, I always like a pen. Personally, I carry Pilot G2s in 5mm. Those help me. I always like to have a pen on me. It's always helpful. I like to have a tool to open boxes and stuff. This is my box cutting knife. Now, for some people, they like carrying a knife as a secondary defensive tool. I personally don't find a folding knife that effective to get it out, to get it engaged, to get it in the fight. Difficult for me. And I think difficult for most people, more difficult than they think. You think, oh, I've got an assisted opener. More difficult than you think, but a useful tool I keep on me nevertheless. I also like to keep, for my firearm, a backup magazine. I like to have a second magazine. Why would you have a second magazine? Not because I feel like I'm going to get in a huge gunfight. You know, a Glock 19 carries 15 plus 1 and the pipe is 16. So why do I need a 17-round Glock 17 spare mag? Because the most likely failure of a semi-automatic firearm is the magazine. And therefore, I keep a backup mag as a useful tool. If something were to go wrong, strip that magazine out, put a new one in place, and you get yourself back in the fight. But what happens now? Okay, say you're left-handed, you got this left hand tied up in somebody, you're grappling, wrestling. Now wait a minute, John, is that why you keep that knife there? No, some people would, but I keep a backup firearm. Okay, I think a secondary bug or a backup gun can be an effective tool. Mine is a little Taurus TCP 738, but it's also a semi-automatic firearm, so some people might even keep a spare magazine for their secondary firearm. I also keep on me, I like to keep a little Paracord Bracelet on me. Why? Because you never know when you're going to need a little bit of extra cordage, and this is always a helpful tool for you here. I also think that there's a few other things that can be very helpful. I like to keep a flashlight. This particular one, a Streamlight PT1L, very bright little light, and it's very useful. Useful for self-defense. You can see here, I keep that. It's got a strobe function, and man, that keeps bad guys at bay if you're in a situation where you're staring somebody down and you need to get out of a place in a hurry. Don't want to draw the gun. It's not a deadly force encounter, but you need to impose your will a little bit. That can be helpful. Also helpful if you need to look inside an engine compartment or under some seats in a car. Useful little tool. I also like to keep upon me, some people do, some people don't, a multi-tool. This particular one, cheap, a Gerber suspension. I think this multi-tool cost me 20 bucks. And people say, well, wait a minute, John, why don't you buy a really nice one? You can if you'd like. I just didn't have the money. This guy has been very functional for me in everything that I've used. So therefore, I keep those on me. I like to carry a watch as well. just because I don't like to use my cell phone to check the time all the time. I don't want to bury my face in my phone. So that might be an everyday carry. Now you look around and say, well, gosh, John, how do you do that? Well, I use my belt perhaps with a spare mag holder and a little holder for my flashlight and for my multi-tool on that side. Wear a shirt over the top so that you can't see that. On this side, this is a Galco King Tuck, tuckable inside the waistband holster. Works very, very well for me. I know people love Crossbreed Super Tucks or Milt Sparks. There are plenty of others. Find one that works for you and use it. I also happen to like these pants. Are made by 511, but they don't look like 511s. They're not covert cool guy pants. They're not, tactical pants. But if you notice, they've actually got 2 pockets here in the front and the gusseted side pocket. So I can put a couple little things in here, keep something in here that stays very concealed. Then you still use this pocket for stuff that I need to. It's got that on both sides. So I functionally have 6 front pockets that I can keep all that stuff in. So if that works for you, now I know for some people they say, gosh, this is an awful lot to put in your everyday carry. Like I said, bare minimums. Wallet, keys, phone, firearm. That's my bare minimums. And if I can find some way to get the rest of the stuff together, what works for you works for you. Use it, carry it every day. That's why we call it the everyday carry. Get used to where it all is, and it'll be helpful for you as well. Thanks, ASP. Never forget, cover your ASP, attitude, skills, and plan. Have a great day.
So everybody, let's go and do some shooting, shall we?